All right, thanks for joining us today on Between Two Grills. I'm excited about our first podcast and our first guest, who's a local business owner, a good friend, and I think you're going to find some information that's pretty exciting about our community. We have Molly Feudale, who is joining us today, who is the owner of Color My Monday, which is a local art studio here in Graham, North Carolina. And it's a little bit different. It's new to the area. Molly was a art teacher in our public schools and has opened up this new studio to give opportunity to kids and maybe other people going forward. So, first thing is, why did she come on this show? Is we don't have any followers, so it's probably for the free food that we're giving her today. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So on our program, we're going to highlight local businesses, talk about sports, talk about different things, and it's kind of a variety podcast, even though it's Between Two Grills. If you're ever at a cookout, you're talking about everything. So, Molly, welcome to our show.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So, I was thinking about this as I was having you come on the show, and you're an artist, and I like to consider myself an artist. I'm bringing all these ingredients and food in this presentation here today. So it's just fate that we're happen to do this in our first show. But I kind of digress. I know you're really talented at what you do, and so I want to talk about Color My Monday and the business, but I'm interested in people and names behind businesses. There's a lot of cool names around businesses here in the local area. So how did Color My Monday just come about?
Okay, well, it's pretty layered. I started Color My Monday during the pandemic when school shut down as a YouTube channel. And I wanted to teach my students virtually. I had no idea the best way to teach virtually, as I think all teachers were. And so I thought, well, the most accessible way is YouTube. So I started creating my art lessons on YouTube and putting them out for my students. And then I started to get subscribers as other art teachers, and they were messaging me, telling me how much they enjoyed using my lessons and how much they needed some lessons like that. And then I thought, well, Mondays are always a day that you can get the blues about, because Sunday, especially as a teacher, on Sunday, you're like, what am I going to teach tomorrow? How am I going to do it? Am I prepared? And the best way to have a good Monday is to be prepared. So then I wanted to create a bank of very accessible, quality art lessons for art teachers to be able to wake up on Monday morning and be like, okay, I know what I'm going to do today, and I can play this video, and my students are going to get a quality art lesson. So Monday was specific to my title, but really it's for every day. It's about gratitude. It's about knowing that there are people who left the world too early and they would love to wake up on a Monday and go to work and do those mundane things, and to be grateful to have a Monday to wake up on. And then also because my students, I could go to work on a Monday and have those Monday blues, but then as soon as I start teaching, they color my Monday.
Probably with the pandemic, a lot of people were grateful for having Mondays and things like that. But it's even though it's Friday and we're recording this, so we're still able to talk about art on Friday, even though it's Color My Monday.
Yes,
all right, so we're good
yes,
to go.
Definitely.
So I want to we're with Molly Feudale from Color My Monday, and we're gonna dive into some tacos here. We don't have Taco Tuesday. We've got Taco Friday. I think that'll be okay.
It's fine with
me. At what point did you, think, hey, I want to do something with art? And was it, a combination of somebody in school that inspired you, family? Just how did that come about?
I remember being in high school and thinking, what am I going to do with life? I don't know. My favorite subject is art. So I decided, I want to go into the art field of some sort. And my mom told me, you can go into art if you do get a degree in something that you can actually get a job with. So I knew that I loved kids. I worked in local daycare when I was in high school, so I thought art education would be the perfect path for me. But I always had in my mind that I would want to open an art studio, whether it was for profit or nonprofit, and offer art classes to the community in the long run. So it just happened to work out for me that this is the time for me to do that.
So you talked a little bit about the timeline of coming up with a name and everything. Have you been planning something like this for a while before that, or did it just start because of, maybe a positive that came out of the pandemic?
It was always just like this little seed in the back of my mind that I'd want to do it, but it was not a plan whatsoever. It really was born of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I did the YouTube channel. I'm still doing the YouTube channel, but that was happening for about a year. And then my best friend, who I've known since 4th grade, is a graphic designer, Sarah Barham, and she came to me and she said, we really need to put your art lessons online and sell them because they're really good, and I'll create the website for you. And we partnered up, and she created my website, and if it weren't for her, I really would not even be at this point. And after that was in business for about a year, I realized that it was successful and I could leave the public school system to open my own business.
It's interesting about that because, my wife, and a shameless plug for her, she owns Common Hands Massage and Wellness here in town. She doesn't sponsor the show, but I probably need to give her a shout out. She sent me a podcast the other day, and it happened to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was talking about goals and setting goals and really going after them, and that not having a plan B or a safety net or anything. Sounds like you've went full tilt into this, and are destined to make it work. So sounds like it's already going well. For the average family or person in town, what's the next step for Color My Money, or how can people in the community utilize the business, interact with the business?
I'm coming off of 3 weeks of art camp, so I've had about 40 kids in the past 3 weeks in art camps. And then in a couple of weeks, I'll be starting after school classes for students ages about 6 to 13. And then I plan to do extra classes for adults, birthday parties, different types of events as well.
So how does a family or a parent find out about these types of things? Do you have a website?
I have a website. I have social media. Everything, all of the schedule and everything is listed on the website. That's where you would go to sign up, and it's just colormymonday.com. And that's also where art teachers can go to have a monthly membership to have access to all of my lesson plans. And there are over 100 lesson plans, probably closer to 200 at this point, lesson plans on there for art teachers.
Okay. So one of the things about inviting a guest over to join the podcast is today we've made I say we. I've made. I use we all the time, but I've made pork belly burn-in tacos with made some pickled onions with some jalapenos and some crumbled cheese with a little homemade barbecue sauce with some pepper jelly in it to kind of give it a little coating, and so we're digging into that right now. So one of the things I struggle with, and just kind of alluded at the beginning, is that presentation, like that pretty picture that you can put on Instagram of, man, that really looks like an amazing dish. I want to eat that. But with me, if it tastes good, it doesn't really matter if it looks good. But with art, I guess if it looks terrible, you got to throw it out.
I can tell you, this looks good and it tastes good. It is delicious.
Yeah, I haven't tried I haven't made these before, so. Oh,
it's so good.
That's good. Man.
I like the crunchiness of the jalapeno and the onion, and then that tenderness of the, burnt ends. So good.
Yeah. Oh, man. I hate to toot my own horn, but that's pretty. Even the dog over here wants some of it. So you've got a grand opening coming here shortly in the near future, right?
August 21st.
Anything special going on with that?
I have about a week to get all of that together, and I have to say I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet. I know that we will have some beer and wine served from Hi-Fi Records. And it will be a time for people to just come and see the studio and get inspired to create, and hopefully I can come up with some art activities for people to engage in art while they're there.
So you mentioned Hi-Fi and other places like that. Is that an opportunity for you to go into local businesses to do anything, or is it more strictly that you people are going to come to the studio?
People are going to come to the studio. Yes.
Okay.
Just to see it, because I've posted lots of pictures on social media, but since my summer camps have been just for certain kids who have already signed up, it's not really, people haven't been able to come and stop by, although some people have, but to come and engage with the business. So this is a way for everyone in the community to come and see it and be engaged.
Awesome. Well, you said you don't have a crazy activity. I was actually thinking about this, and you know me, I was going to come up with something wild to tell you, but I got the best, like, it could be a fundraiser at some point. Mm-hmm. This is going to sound nuts to you, but Roy Williams and Mike Krzyzewski are both retired. Mm-hmm. So we need to get them in the Color My Monday to color their mascot from Duke and UNC.
That would be amazing.
And put it on live feed, and people can make donations towards it. I think Coach Williams might take it, because the Blue Devil's really hard to draw. You know, Ramesses, or you could maybe have those things that's pre-made with like the numbers that match the color. You know. Oh,
like a paint by number.
A paint by number. You know, that might make it easier on old Roy or Mike, but. You know, they got time on their hands, right?
Yes, I agree. I would love for that to happen.
But, you know, that might not be as realistic. So I'm thinking, you know, you get some of these elementary principals in the area with their mascot, you know, raising money for their school. They would,
yeah.
you know, you could see some craziness. Don't leave us high school guys alone, because...
No, you definitely need to come.
Yeah, so, but, you know... I think it's exciting for what you're doing. Looking forward to seeing, you know, how well your turnout is, and you're going to have classes in the afternoons.
That's right.
Going forward, and then this next summer, will the camps expand?
They will. I'll have summer camp just about every week next summer, and they will be a wide variety of camps. Not just one thing, but maybe one week will be art and science. One will be about famous artists. Different themes throughout the summer, so families can choose which week will be great for their kids, what their interests are, or maybe even come to multiple weeks and have art throughout the summer.
Okay. So, you know, I appreciate you coming on today and talking about, you know, your business. I want to do some of this stuff with some of our local businesses, just to kind of get the word out of what kind of opportunities there here are in just downtown Graham and other areas. But they can find you on social media through Color My Monday. There's the website, Color My Monday.
The website's colormymonday.com.
Uh-huh.
And all of my handles on social media are at Color My Monday.
At Color My Monday. Mm-hmm. So, well, that's been Molly Feudale here today, Between Two Grills, eating what she says, not me, not my words, some delicious pork belly burn-in tacos. And I hope you like this channel. And remember, this podcast today, and remember, it's not what kind of grill you have in the backyard. It's all about the experience and always choosing the right grill for the right meal. Tune in next time. Thanks.
Thanks, Matt.